Everyone is different. What works for one person might not work for another, but there are fundamental principles tied to our biology, and those are the ones I want to talk about today. These are the 7 things I stopped doing that finally helped me not only to lose fat for good, but also to feel the most alive and well I've ever felt. For years, I was exhausted every day, hungry all the time, bloated, puffy, inflamed, and honestly feeling like maybe I was just meant to carry extra weight forever. And what I share today might surprise you because this is not about changing your entire life. These are simple, doable shifts you can start today. And the best part is that they actually feel good while you're doing them. My channel is not about shrinking yourself at all costs and be the skinniest you've ever been. Of course, wanting a body you feel confident in is valid, but when you work with your physiology instead of against it, the results are completely different inside out. You can lose weight by eating less and moving more through willpower alone, but you'll feel awful, wreck your hormones, and eventually regain the weight or even more. Or you can support your body, feel amazing, and achieve your body goals you didn't even know were possible, which is what happened to me and what I help my clients achieve with ease. When I was in my late 20s, I wanted my old body back, the slimmer, fitter version of my early 20s. But everything I was doing was keeping me stuck despite thinking I was doing everything right. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you what I stopped doing and what I started doing instead and why each change mattered. And the last 2 are the most surprising to be on the list. I think those are the ones that help to move the needle the most, so stay tuned for that. And if you're new here, I'm Chris. I'm a national board certified health coach, and I help women lose fat and build their best body by eating nourishing food and training smarter, not harder. If you want simple, science-backed strategies that work in real life without overdoing cardio or under eating, you're in the right place. So make sure you're subscribed. I would love to have you here, and now let's get into it. So the number 1 thing I stopped doing is I stopped negotiating sleep. It has nothing to do with nutrition. Well, I should not say that. There's definitely a deep connection in there, and I've talked about this before. But in a nutshell, I was treating sleep like it was optional. When you don't get quality sleep, your entire system is dysregulated. Cortisol rises, hunger hormones get thrown off, blood sugar becomes unstable, and you end up overeating without even realizing it. What I changed was consistency, not perfection. Since 2020, my husband and I go to bed around 9 p.m. and wake up around 6 a.m. every day. And studies have shown that your sleep routine matters more than just chasing 8 hours of sleep. The impact was immediate. Less hunger, better moods, and more stable energy, and better blood sugar throughout the day. You also need less coffee, which further lowers cortisol and tells your body it's safe to release fat instead of holding onto it. And if you drink coffee, try having it after breakfast, and water, not the first thing you have in the morning. I've never been a coffee drinker myself, but if you rely on it to function, this experiment is worth trying. And I go much deeper into this in another video, so I'm gonna link it for you over here in case you wanna watch that. But sleep is highly, highly important. Do not underestimate the power of sleep. Number 2, I stopped skipping breakfast. I used to push through the morning on an empty stomach, or maybe eat something completely unsupportive, or a small breakfast that wasn't actually nourishing because I just didn't know any better. Chronically skipping breakfast, especially as women, spikes cortisol more than it needs and disrupts your hunger hormones. It backfires by leading to overeating at night, which I then try to fix by overexercising. Sound familiar? And so I started eating breakfast upon an hour of waking, consistently. A real balanced breakfast with animal protein, fiber, and healthy fats changed everything. I started feeling more nourished and satiated, and I could go hours until my next meal without feeling hangry or low energy or starving myself until lunch, and then grabbing the first thing I would see that was not really supportive. And then everything would start piling up until in the evening, then your body is starving from nutrients and you end up overeating and again, overexercising. So highly important, eat a nourishing, well-balanced breakfast. This will change your entire day for the better. This leads to a more stable approach to exercise. Number 3, I stopped overexercising. I always thought of myself as a healthy and active person, even when I was wrecking my body without even realizing it. I believed cardio was the answer for everything, especially running. And yes, I loved it. It felt amazing in the moment, but chronic high-intensity cardio paired with under-fueling was slowly tearing my health apart, and I believe this is a very common thing, unfortunately, among women. We believe burning calories like crazy doing cardio, that is what's gonna give us the best results, and it is not. It kept my body in fight or flight, depleted nutrients, broke down muscle, and completely dysregulated my cortisol. Low in the morning, high at night, which is exactly the opposite of what it is supposed to be. So I shifted towards strength training and stopped fearing weights. I focused on lower impact movement and smarter cardio. You will still sweat, you will still get your heart rate up, but you will not destroy your muscle, which is gold for fat loss loss, and metabolic health. Muscle improves insulin sensitivity, carb tolerance, energy, body composition, and more. And I had no idea how important it was at the time. I still run today, just intentionally and not overdoing it. If you love running too, I will link a video for you to watch here next. Number 4, I stopped thinking all food is the same. Yes, you might be able to lose weight eating ultra-processed food, but you'll be hungry, miserable, inflamed, and eventually sick. Calories in versus calories out is not the full story. Leaving ultra-processed foods was hard at first, but once I replaced them with foods that my body actually needed, everything became easier. I started prioritizing whole foods, especially animal protein, this is huge, fiber, healthy fats, and complex carbs from whole food sources. Most women massively undereat protein, and that alone keeps them stuck, hungry, and losing muscle. I've linked free resources below, a protein cheat sheet and build your own bowl guide that can be a great resource to start helping you build nourishing meals with the right amount of protein for you. Because after a balanced meal, you should not be hungry for at least 4+ hours. If you're getting hungry between an hour or 2 or even 3 after your meals, then this is your sign that your meals are not nourishing you properly and you need to rethink and rearrange your meals with the right amount of protein, the right amount of fiber, and the right amount of nutrients. So a proper, well-nourishing meal will be able to support your energy and your moods, and you would not be hungry until 4 or 5 hours later, or 6 even. Your body is meant to be switching between fat and glucose for energy. You should not be reaching for sugary foods for a pick-me-up. That is not the best thing for our body, and that's not how we're meant to be living and thriving. It's definitely a sign, and it's worth looking into it, that there might be a dysregulation of your blood sugar. Okay, so a well-nourishing meal keeps you full for hours, which brings me to my number 5. I stopped snacking. Our bodies are not meant at all to be eating all day. We are designed to eat, digest, and rest. Once I started eating 3 proper, well-balanced, and nourishing meals, snacking disappeared naturally. I just wasn't hungry until my next meal. My rhythm right now, I would say, is breakfast around 8 a.m., lunch around 1 p.m., and dinner around 5 p.m. And I don't eat anything 3 hours before bed. So basically, I can go between 4, 5, sometimes 6 hours without any food noise, with peace and energy, and just being able to focus on everything else in my life with no crashes of energy whatsoever. This had a huge impact on hunger, energy, fat loss, not to mention it also improved my sleep like crazy. I'll be making a raw and realistic what I ate in a day soon, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss that. And number 6, this is a huge one too. I stopped being impatient. It took me years of undereating, overtraining, and stress to end up with hypothyroidism at 30 and extra weight that wouldn't budge. So why would I expect my body to heal everything in 1 or 2 weeks or even 1 month? Quick results always backfire when your body is not supported the right way. So I stopped weighing myself constantly, and I pay attention to my energy, my hunger, my mood, my menstrual cycle health, and how my clothes fit. The regular scale tells you nothing. I've talked about this in the past, but if you want real data, I recommend DEXA scans. Tracking your fat mass as well as your lean mass percentage, that is where real progress is. I will put a link in the description below. I think you can get 10% off if you're interested in tracking your progress like this. This is a very empowering way to see your results and see your real progress. So that helped me with number 7. I stopped trashing myself. I stopped simply tearing myself down and became my own hype woman. I celebrated the small wins, I showed myself compassion, and I focused on how I felt, and the fat started coming off while I was enjoying the process. My face depuffed, my body changed, and the weight never came back. Stop comparing yourself to others. Compare yourself to yesterday, how you did yesterday. Your journey is yours and it's worthy. This is huge. Mindset is everything, and that is what I help my clients the most with. The accountability and support mean everything. If you're ever interested in working with me, I've linked more info below. That might be the one very thing you're missing. One bonus I stopped doing, I stopped drinking alcohol. That's a huge one as well. And this is a whole video on its own. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video dedicated to that, because this is really, really big. All right, a quick recap. 7 things I stopped doing that changed everything for me. And finally, I saw progress. I stopped treating sleep like it was optional and made consistency non-negotiable. I stopped skipping breakfast and started fueling my mornings properly with enough protein, fiber, and fats. Number 3, I stopped overexercising and started building muscle instead of burning myself out. Number 4, I stopped pretending all food is the same and focused on real, whole, nourishing foods. Number 5, I stopped snacking all day and committed to 3 balanced, satisfying meals for steady energy all day long and not binge at night. Number 6, I stopped being impatient with myself and I let my body heal, adapt, and respond over time. Number 7, I stopped tearing myself down and started supporting myself mentally and emotionally. And if you want more structure and guidance beyond this video, I have a free 23-day metabolism reset here on YouTube, so you can check that one out on my playlist. I will link it for you below. Each day builds on the next with 5-minute practical videos to help you lose fat, boost energy, and support your metabolism, but it's a good way to kind of go through each day for 23 days with support. Those are the 7 biggest things I stopped doing that finally helped me lose fat for good. I'm also about 20 weeks pregnant while filming this, so I'll be sharing more about how I'm supporting my body during pregnancy as this journey continues. And if this resonated with you, I genuinely love to hear from you in the comments. Don't be shy, you can tell me which one stood out the most, which one you're already doing, or even which one feels the hardest right now. I'm intentionally building this channel to support women through this journey, and reading your comments really helps me know what you're navigating and what content will actually help you the most. So if you want simple, realistic strategies that support your body instead of fighting it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the journey. Thank you so much for being here. I'm cheering you on. You've got this, and I will see you in the next video.
We are still on board, dancing in the morning.